just an illusion. You're just an illusion. You're just an illusion. You're just an illusion.
To prevent fatal injuries in football, I have invented this new type football helmet, which I believe will do much to rid the game of fatalities.
Dark side, light this bitch up.
Yo, what it do, everybody? How is everybody doing tonight, Friday night? Back live for another show, another solo show at that. The homies should be back, ready to rock and roll next week, and I'm excited to have them back. You know, got to keep the show going on, but I do enjoy doing the show with my brothers, you know what I'm saying? But I expect to have them back next week, and we get this thing rocking. But anyway, episode 48, live, ready to make it happen. We're gonna get right into it, man. It was a lot of haters. Oh, excuse me. Before I even get to that, salute to you fellas. And ladies, if you're in here as well. A little mixed drink tonight. But yeah, a lot of haters popped out the woodwork. Man, they were hating the whole time, but they were just waiting for my man to fall. I've never been like a Colorado football fan or anything like that. I've always been a Deion Sanders fan, and seeing what he was doing up there with them boys and the energy that he brought and the whole spectacle that he brought along with it, and then he was winning games on top of it all. It made for a celebration, and I was just happy to be, celebrating his celebrations, But there was a lot of people being weird and, preying on the downfall of these young men because of how outspoken Deion is. And they went up there to Eugene, and I think everybody expected this, but we're hoping it would be somewhat of a game. It was over pretty much off the rip. They wound up losing 42-6, got completely embarrassed. You know, Oregon going forward on fourth down, faking punts from their own 17-yard line. Just the type of disrespect that you see happen, you know, when guys are out to, you know, make a statement or prove a point against someone. And the point was pretty much, hey, shut up and stay in your place, Colorado, is kind of what I was getting from the vibes, you know, during and after the game. Excuse me. But in typical Deion fashion, you know, he took that L, and you know he still talks. He still is confident in how he speaks. He still believes in his team, and it's just like he told him. He said, "You better get him now." You know what I mean? Because this is the worst will be, and with the impact that he's had this year, I don't see them not getting better. But with so many options for players, it's going to be tough to kind of, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm excited to see how the remainder of the season goes for them. They got a big game this weekend against USC, and you know, what's how it's going to look for going forward for this team, and you know, the recruiting classes and stuff like that. Because guys can pretty much go wherever they want, make what they want, do what they want. But it's a lot of money to be made out there in Colorado, so you could see a lot of players going out there and being a part of what they got going on out there. So we'll see. But anyway, shout out to Prime. Big game this weekend against USC. It's in Colorado, but I can't. We just hope for a game. I don't think they'll beat USC because that kid Caleb is a problem, and you know, it's a lot to deal with. So we're hoping for a good game, but you know, I don't know if we're gonna get it. So anyway, this topic right here, I really want to save it for next week. All I'm gonna say about this is, because I want AC here talking about this, Dame Lillard was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not gonna really get into that. I'll wait till next week when I got AC here. He's the basketball guru. He's the guy who we lean on for our basketball takes. So I don't really got much to say on this. It's a weird situation, you know, and I want to hear what he has to say about that. So what I'll do is I'll stick a pin in that, and you know, we'll bring it up next week when I got AC back on here with me, and we'll talk about it a little bit. What I want to do is I want to get right into this Madden because we got a pretty busy night tonight. So we're heading into the playoff push here. Let me go ahead and bring Neon up while I'm right here right now. Let's see here. I'm gonna take my screen down, and we will go into Neon here. And what we're looking at right now is the standings. As you can see there, we got Drex and those Eagles at 14-1. Actually, the Falcons are 11-4 now. I thought I just updated this. The Falcons are 11-4. They did just lose to the Colts. Titans 11-3. Colts are 12-3 after beating the Falcons. ACN is Chiefs 11-4. Bengals 10-4. Bills, Lions, Dolphins, Cowboys, Bears, Browns, and Texans all kind of round out the top teams in each in the league. For conference-wise, with that big win by the Colts, you know, they're fully entrenched in a shot at the 1 seed, but you got the Titans standing there too at 11-3. Chiefs are still in the hunt for that 1 seed as well. Bengals, Bills, Dolphins. Bills are playing at this moment as we speak. Dolphins are in a game of the week this week. We'll get into a little bit of that later. Browns and Texans all with 9 wins. Chargers and Jags sitting right there, kind of a long shot. So we'll see the top 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, you know, you're going to need 10 wins to get into the playoffs over here in the AFC. Looks like minimum to get into the playoffs over there. Over here in the NFC, not as much. So You have the Eagles 14-1, Falcons 11-3, Lions 10-4, Cowboys 9-5, Bears 9-5, Giants 7-8, Panthers 7-8, and then look at this. So the division leaders for that West are both 6-8. This is reminiscent of last year's AFC South, where you had teams under 500 winning the division, and they automatically get that playoff berth. So either the Cardinals or the Seahawks, one of them got to make the playoffs. They play Week 18. That'll probably be for the division. So one of those two will then make it into the playoffs. So a little poopy at the bottom of the division here. So Drex fully entrenched in that 1 seed. Vel and the Lions are fighting for the 2 seed. Your Bears will probably be your 3 seed here. And then obviously your 4th seed will be either one of these two guys here. And, the rest will round out with the end of as we're going into the end of the year. But yeah, we're pushing, this first season has been going by very, very quickly. So we're pushing towards that playoff. And we got a lot of good games lined up. Let's look at some stats here for a second where I got it here. Some league leaders. The number 1 offense, Falcons. And that's impressive. If you watch that game that just was played between Frost and Vel was in the chat saying he had a bad game. It was a defensive clinic by Frost and those Colts. Being able to hold JaVale, to 21 points, but he scored 14 points very, very late in the game. The game was completely over at that point. But Vel was the number 1 offense in the league, and then you have the Eagles with the number 1 defense in the league. So, these two teams are on the same side of the bracket. Potential, NFC championship style matchup there. That could be interesting, as always, because they played a bunch of times last year in the NFC championship. So that could be interesting. We'll see what happens there. Ritter, he's the number 1 quarterback in the league right now by over 500 yards. Roger and his young rookie Bryce Young are sitting at 41 yards. Then Hurts, Burrow, and Mahomes round out the top 5. Over here on defense, Demario Davis, Milano, David, a lot of good tacklers there. Kyle Duggar coming in there, as a safety, getting in there, as a tackler. Gibbs kind of running away with it with the running back, 2,100 yards rushing. Probably will win best running back of the year, obviously. Down here in receivers, Kyle Pitts, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Christian Watson, and Kadarius Toney wind out the top 5 over there. So, good stats. A lot going on there, and we're excited to get into the remainder of this year and wrap things up in our division. One of the things that I do want to talk about with our league is the availability of users. This league moves pretty quick. Guys like to get in, get their games played, and we like to get advances going. This is a 48-hour league. We don't want to put any pressure on anybody to play, in a 24-hour league. Only thing we expect is if someone hits you in a DM that you respond to them in a timely manner. So if someone hits you at Advance and you don't respond to them the next morning, that's fine. Maybe you were in bed, maybe, you run around your phone, whatever. What I don't want to see is, someone hits you up a day later, you're responding, and then you're upset that you're taking a forced loss. Or every week it's the same thing. Like it's people are having trouble getting in contact with you. This is a very, very active league. We communicate. That's all we ask, is just communicate. Hey, I'm working. I can't play till this time. Hey, these are my times that I'm available. Hey, I'm not available at that time. This is when I'll be available. Just communicating, letting people know what you can do and what you can't do. That's all we're looking for. We're not looking for anything more than that. The availability piece is big here. We don't want to make it seem like we're rushing anybody to play. We just want to see communication, and we want it to be, have respect for people's time. I don't want you popping up out of nowhere. Yo, can you run? Yo, nah, that's not how we schedule. We set times, and we honor those times. That's what it's all about over here. If you miss a time, you take a force loss unless somebody's like, cool, I can rock with that. I can adjust to the new time now, and we can rock it. We can knock it out because nobody just wants to get force wins every week. Everybody wants to play. So yeah, I just wanted to bring up the availability because we did lose a few guys because they just we're moving too fast for them or they're too busy for the league, which is fine. It's not a problem. There's no hard feelings. You move on. We keep it going, and that's just how we're gonna do it. So, yeah, just respect people's time, man. That's all we ask. Everybody busy. Everybody got jobs. Everybody, yeah. So I don't know what people get. Hey, I got this going on. I don't have time to respond. Everybody got something going on. You join a Madden League, especially this Madden League, just be prepared to be answering your DMs or being active that way. So you in here, we expect you to play. That's all it is. Our suggestion box, it was something that I came up with because I thought that. No, I still think that the input of the league is very important. You guys make the league. Without the users, there is no league, obviously. So when you guys have suggestions, I do take the majority of those suggestions serious. And I know it's a lot of stuff that we joke about in there. But what I don't want the suggestion box to just become a dumping ground for complaints. If you have a legitimate suggestion, cool. I'm down to listen. Obviously, a lot of our rules, a lot of our changes, a lot of things that we've done have originated in the suggestion box. So, when you make suggestions, I take them serious. When the ones that are meant to be serious, the ones that are just complaints, it is what it is. I let you guys get your shit off in the chat. I'm not handcuffing nobody. I'm not micromanaging anybody. Get your shit off. Have fun. That's what our chat is all about. That's what our chat is all about. But, what I want to see more useful suggestions in there. You know what I'm saying? Like the playbook thing, you guys can beat that till it's a dead horse. We're rocking. No customs. I feel like it's better. It's created a more balance in the league, and the play calling. Every game looks a little different than the game before. Because guys aren't running, the same 5 or 6 plays that you're used to seeing in the community. If you play in more than one league, the plays you're going to see all the time. And obviously you develop by playing in these different leagues, you develop ways to either stop those plays or ways to even add those plays to your own playbook to make it work for you. Running with a team-specific playbook, now you have to learn plays that you wouldn't have normally had to run in years past because it wouldn't have made it into your custom playbook. Why? Because people don't add, stick plays to their custom playbook because the stick comes stock. People don't add, just the stock plays that come in those playbooks, people aren't adding. People are adding the plays that they see other people doing that are working. So from game to game, you're constantly seeing the same stuff ran over and over and over and over, and it gets I get to a point where it's like I don't even know who I'm watching anymore. Am I watching this person play or this person? Because it's a monkey see, monkey do copycat style gameplay. So us running the no customs, I enjoy watching the games. Like I watch a lot of the games now because every game is fun, and then you see somebody like Frost who's having, a resurgent year, and I'm not going to credit it to, just the stock playbooks, but the gameplay is better. They've nuked a lot of the cheesy stuff like the high pass, so this guy's able to, what's up, all right, what's up, Rich? Chops going on, bro? This guy's able to, he's a very methodical, very tactical player. He's able to play his game and not get beat by the meta, as they call it, or the stuff that you see everybody else do that works every single time. So it's good to see him back. It's good to see, him back in his winning ways because, he wasn't a bad user. It just was, guys were stinging him up with the plays that, are hard to stop. And, he has a good team. He has a good scheme, and he's playing a lot better. But like no customs are. I think that's one of the best things that we best changes we've made is the no custom deal. And I don't really like the Cowboys playbook, but that's the only playbook I play with now. You know what I mean? Because in this league, I have to play with that league. I have to play with it. So, and I've been playing a lot better because of that. You know what I mean? So. Also, you get to go custom on defense, so you get a lot of the, defensive formations that you want in that defensive playbook to combat, some of the offensive powers that you see, the Drexes, the Vales, the Rodgers, those guys who can put up a lot of points, the Coolies, guys like that. So, suggestion box, man, just bring your best stuff. I should say, I don't want to see the same old. If we haven't addressed it, more than likely it's not going to change. It's pretty much how I would put it. We also have a suggestion box for the show. You can get in there, and there's some things that I'm looking at now and that were suggested last week that we're going to try to implement and add to the show going forward. It's just these last couple weeks have been super busy for the co-hosts because they've had things to do. So we haven't really worked out together as far as like all of us being on at the same time in about 3-4 weeks now. But we should get back to that next week. And we want you to use that show suggestion box just as much as we want you to use the league suggestion box because that stuff helps too. Because getting on here every week and coming up with content and things to be interesting and fun is a challenge as well. So you guys can help us with that. What's goody, Smitty? So game of the week tonight, man. Myself and my Cowboys 9-5 on a 2-game losing streak versus Gons and his Dolphins. Now, if you're familiar with the Gons and I's rivalry, I guess it ain't really a rivalry because I've been dog walking this guy pretty much every time we've played. He claims I have it out for him, and I ruined his team last year, by not giving him the, making players off limits that he didn't sign. So he lost some key players in free agency. When you have literally all year to resign, you can resign in the playoffs. Like resign doesn't stop at week 18. Resign goes all the way through resign. So, like, in the playoffs, you can still re-sign players. It doesn't stop. So there's literally no excuse for guys not re-signing players. So I've always challenged him in that argument because, bro, like you've had every opportunity to sign your people and you didn't. You chose not to sign them. So that's on you. So we've had our beef, and tonight we get to go head to head on Snipes' channel. So let's look at that. Let's look at that game real quick here. I'll bring it up and we can look at it together here. So I'll go to my Cowboys. Yeah, so here's the game here. Both of us are 9-5. Estimated scores 29-27 Gons' favor. It looks like they have him out total yards, more total yards. Has me with more passing yards, but him with more rushing yards, which I think will be the case tonight. He is a better runner than I am. Tons of speed over there, so I'm going to have to definitely cover a lot more, so it's going to open up a lot more running lanes. So I can see I'm trying to take advantage of that. Here's where I disagree at, and I guess this will probably be the game here. It has me committing 4 turnovers to his 2 turnovers. I've been very I've been okay with turnovers this year. And I've been running the ball a lot better. So I do think I'll win the turnover battle, which would then in turn win me the game. But I think that's where the game will be decided at. Who turns it over more, who has more mistakes. I do think that'll be where the game is going to be decided at. So if you look at some statistics for myself here, Trey Lance 25 or 22 when it comes to TD interception ratio. So it's not great, I guess. Yeah, so I guess that's why they had me, turning the ball over a little bit more in that game. So I think that's going to be the difference there. Whether or not I turn the ball over, or whether or not he turns the ball over, will be the difference. So I'm excited for the game. Snipes on the call. I do have myself winning that game. I think I'll win it 31-20. I think my defense is better than his defense, user-wise, and I think I can stop the run better than he can stop the run. Tyreek and Waddle do pose a problem for me, so I got to figure out what I'm gonna do in that instance. So I played him a couple times already in the other league that we're in together. He has the Panthers and I have the Saints. We split 1-1 over there. These are much better teams. So I feel a lot better in this matchup than I did in those two matchups, and I fared fairly well in both of those. So I'm comfortable. I feel good. If you guys aren't doing anything, 10:30 tonight, game of the week on Snipes. If you're in the league, we'll definitely tag everyone in that game, and I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a good game. I wish as you see, I got a new headset, so I'm back to talking my trash over the mic. I would have been talking crazy to Gons over the mic if it wasn't on Snipes TV. So I'm back to talking my trash. It's a quick one for me tonight, guys. I really don't have much more to get into. It's kind of awkward doing the show solo. Not really anybody energy to feed off and everything like that. I was able to interact with you guys in the chat, and I appreciate the people that showed up and showed love. I always showing love. I appreciate you, Rich. Definitely always showing love. Chop is here every single week, so we definitely appreciate that. And you guys helped me get to 30 minutes of blabbering. So that's my parting shots, man. Appreciate the guys that show up every single week and support the things that we try to do here on Leather Helmets. And we're gonna keep it going, man. And I'm gonna go get prepared for this game. I was watching this show called The Continental on Peacock. If there's any John Wick fans in here, you might want to check that out, because I know The Continental is the place where all the assassins go check in, and where they rest at. You can't kill anybody at that spot or anything like that. So the show is based around other players, other like assassins and stuff like that are staying at the Continental. So it's pretty good. I watched the first episode. That was pretty good. So I'm gonna get back into that and kind of like get in my zone, sip my little drink here, and get ready for this game tonight. I appreciate you, Smitty, man. Yeah, even though you picked against me as always, that's what you do. You like to pick against the kid. We're gonna make it do what it do. So with that, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, check it out, guys. It's real good, man. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna get out of here and, like I said, get locked in and get ready for this matchup. Hope you guys tune in 10:30 tonight on Snipes TV. Friday Night Lights with Snipes. And with that, dog, we out.
To prevent fatal injuries in football, I have invented this new type football helmet, which I believe will do much to rid the game of fatalities.
Dark side, light this bitch up.